Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
tell me.
So the first question, like, if they ask me, like, what kind of difficulty or gap you find at the time of BPP design, so what should I reply? Like,
See, the mainly the
between
gap
the,
analysis. I think I have. You have seen the gap analysis template, right? Which I have shared to you.
mm,
Have you seen the
mm,
template?
yeah,
Yeah. So the mainly the gap analysis we use it to track according to the module. For example,
mm,
for your module, what is the business process you are discussing, and in that business
mm,
process, what exactly the gap identified by you. Okay. How a gap will
mm,
be defined? The gap is between the business requirement and SAP solution, the SAP standard solution. For example, the business is
mm,
asking for a process which is having 10 steps. Okay.
mm,
SAP standard
mm,
solution is providing all some around 8 steps, but the fifth step and some seventh step is not able to provide as per the standard SAP solution. At that point
mm,
of time, we used to fill that gap with any customized solution by the reference of SAP, any BAPI, BADI, there are function module, there are many standards SAP has provided. We will use any of those functionalities as reference, and we will make a customized solution to fulfill the gap of entire process cycle. That's what the gap will be.
okay,
How we identify a gap, and how do you fill the gap. For example, business, I have given some examples to you, like we are, I'm telling my experiences how we are sharing, like we got a requirement, the business wants to capture the details of some long text, and they want to capture some additional details which are given by the vendor along with the goods. When he is giving the goods to the stores, he is providing certain details they want to capture in Migo screen. Okay,
mm,
let me open that screen. uh, Let me, for example, if you open any Migo screen, do you have idea about the Migo screen, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah, these things and all. Okay. In that Migo screen, business has asked it to what you call capture certain more details which are not available in SAP. For example, we have a header text, right? That header text contains less number of fields only. The business was asking for bit more details. See, I will show you any document. The display document will be better for your understanding.
Mm,
See, here, if you see that we have what kind of details we have, document header text. Okay, but the document header
mm, mm,
text is having a less length. They asked for a bit more. You know, right? How to see these details and all. If you click
yeah,
F1
mm,
or you go to technical details, here the field name will be there.
mm,
Here, if you just
mm,
double click it, then you can see the details of length. See, the length is 25. Okay, but
mm,
the business was asking for around some 60 characters, I think. At that time, that
mm,
is the one thing. And here in header we can material slip, header text, GRI
mm,
slip, and also we have bill of lading if it is 101 document. Okay, this is 561. These details they want to capture some additional 4-5 fields. Okay, then as per standard SAP, we cannot do that activity. Then we have developed a new tab at header level. The tab
mm,
contains the details which are requested by the business. See, this is the 101 document. Okay, here
mm,
delivery note, bill of lading, and GR, any slip number. and the header text, which is having a just 25 characters. But the business was
Mm,
asking for a text which contains at around the 60 or 80 characters they have requested. And
mm,
also they requested the vehicle number, and also they want to have a some for every GR they want to have a one number which they
mm,
use to capture in the goods receipt document. But these
mm,
details are SAP standard has not provided. That's why we have enhanced one more new tab as a additional data.
mm,
In that, the respective fields, everything we have incorporated. Okay, the adapter will do that. For
mm,
example, this header is contains the MKPF, right? The table MKPF
mm,
contains this header details. What we have done, the rest list of fields we have taken from the business. In the function specification you have seen, I think, let me, this is the function specification. Here we have given like the vehicle number, the vehicle number in which the material is shipped by the vendor, and we have given whether it is alphanumeric or numeric, and also what is the length of that field, the DMR number, some declaration form. They have certain kind of details they want to capture in the Migo screen. This we
mm,
have developed, and we have enhanced a new tab. Under that new tab we have added these fields. That gap was fulfilled with this enhancement. It's called the tab enhancement. They will add this all the fields in the MKPF table also. See, for example, if you see MKPF 16N, SS16N, MKPF is the document header. For example, if you want to see the document date, posting date of any goods movement document, okay, you have to
mm,
get from the MKPF table. Once we
mm,
add this all customized fields we have added, right, this DMR number, gate entry date, invoice or bill number, remarks, this is the remarks
mm,
field. Okay, these are all
mm,
details they will add at the end. See, this is the standard ID system. After that they will add this G fields. What are the custom fields you have created, right? That fields they will add in the at the bottom of the MKPF table. Means
mm,
if you save any document, if you post any document, those details you can see in the MKPF table also, because this custom fields also they have added here. That is one gap. And also similar kind of thing we got for PO also. They want to have a
mm,
one additional tab where they want to see the last PO number, and last PO price, and how much quantity. This kind of, for every time whenever they create a PO for that combination of vendor, material, purchasing organization, that details of old PO details they want to see in an additional tab. In same PO screen they want to see to compare. Okay, that they can see that. For example, if you go to ME2N and see the last PO, that also we can do the manually, but they want to see in the PO screen itself. When they create the PO at the end before saving the PO, they want to see
mm,
the details. That is one gap we have fulfilled. And also the gaps, like for example, it's one kind of critical report we have done. For example, we have a quotation comparison, right? The
mm,
quotation comparison in SAP we do maximum as per the price. Price is the base to do the quotation comparison in SAP. Okay,
mm,
like we have in Ariba and SRM we have that process, right? Like bidding, auction. There is a kind of bidding process is available. That much process
mm,
is not available in SAP standard for MM. That's
mm,
why they have requirement, like they want to have a certain kind of details for each vendor. Okay, it's kind of a
mm,
Excel sheet only. We have developed one more report. Like for example, when they go for a vendor, okay, once
mm,
the vendor is finalized, they want to maintain all the details of that vendor, how they maintain an Excel sheet. Okay,
mm,
then they want to see the report at a time. It is not something we have done from capturing the data from different areas and all. Mainly we have developed a report where if they give an input of vendor and region and all, system will give you the output of the vendor and what is the ranking. The ranking was given according to the vendor evaluation process. Okay, how much
Mm-hmm.
rating is available and all, and also the vendor as of now how much money we have paid to the vendor. We will get from the payment tables, right? That kind
Mm-hmm.
of report we have developed. That is one report. And also we have one more kind of report we have done in our current project. Currently we are using the inventory movement reports. The inventory movement reports, like we have reports, for example, you know, right, MB51. Do you have idea about
Mm.
MB51?
Yeah, material document list.
Yeah, here we can see the movements. For example, movements we have there, we can check like what kind of things we have done. See, for example, for your plant, okay,
Mm.
on from June 6 or something like any date. I think recently it was not done anything. Let's Okay, in this meantime, for your plant, how many 101 means how many goods receipt was done. Okay, see, for 101 in this period of time, how many material documents were created. The same kind of MB51 is the heart for that report. Okay, they have asked for
Mm.
a movement report, how many transactions were done and all those details. One kind of report we have done, but the basis is around 90% is the how we have taken the program of MB51. Okay, and business is asking for certain additional details of some 7-8 fields. That fields we have incorporated in the new report.
Mm.
Do you know how to see a program of a report? Program of a transaction code?
No,
Okay.
maybe it's AC90.
Okay. Yes, yeah. Go to SC93, and if we give our transaction code MB51, here we will get the program. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. We what we have done, we have taken this heart of this program and the
Mm.
complete things we have kept like that, and whatever the modifications, whatever the new other requirements which were requested by the business, we have fulfilled by making some changes. Now only I
Mm.
have told some 3-4 reports. For you, you can tell any 1 or 2 reports confidently what you have done, what you know and all. Okay. And
Mm.
you told like if I
Okay.
tell tax, they may ask you whatever the tax report I have given to you. That is not the what you call tax code related tax. Actually, it is kind of a
Okay.
duty which will be paid to the state government when we are moving from
Mm-hmm.
one place to another place. Hmm? In that
Mm-hmm.
condition,
Okay.
you can tell like the entry tax I have just used. You can tell like one kind of
Mm.
octroi charges, or if
Mm.
you know anything in your company where you have worked.
Mm.
For example,
Mm.
what are the report I have given, that is the Punjab, Haryana, some state related tax on food products.
Mm.
Okay, like that you can select any
Okay.
kind of duty. We have given
Mm.
that duty as a condition in PO.
Mm-hmm.
We have not created a tax code for that. We have created a condition, and we have created the condition record, because for
Mm.
which materials and for which plant how much percentage they
Mm.
have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
According to that
Okay.
combination, that condition has come automatically to the PO. Just the report was developed. They want to know how much entry
Mm.
tax I have paid and certain
Mm.
period of time, and to which plan, which vendor I have paid, and from which plant to which plant it was transferring the material. Okay, these kind of details they need. That's why the report was developed.
Okay.
Okay, we have just, it's a condition type. For example, simple, you can tell one more few things we can do on our own. For example, you have a freight charges. Okay,
Mm.
but as per the business requirement, you have created a new freight, that is some kind of delivery charges.
Mm.
You have kept in your pricing procedure and you are running your business. But the
Mm.
business one day they have asked you a report. I want to know the report in customized report whenever I give my plant or a certain date or things. I want to know how much delivery charges as of now I have paid for this month.
Mm.
Okay, to which vendor I have paid, and also how much
Mm.
amount I have paid. These all details if they need. That is one report.
Mm. Mm.
As a consultant, if your business is asking, can you provide me the report, how much delivery charges, the respective separate delivery charges or any delivery charges. You have a condition type, right? Maybe FRA1 or FRA2, whatever kind of thing.
Mm.
If it is a
Mm.
customized, you would have created a separate condition type. They
Mm.
asked you that the separate delivery charges. I want to know for from last 6 months how much delivery charges we have paid to which vendor
Mm.
and all. If it is a one-time
Mm.
activity, as a consultant, you only can track that complete details, and you can prepare a
Mm.
report and give it to them. But if the business
Okay.
is asking, whenever I need, I want to run the report and I want to see the report, then
Mm.
obviously we have to go for customized report.
Mm.
Okay, that's
So,
also you can tell. You forget about entry tax, you just fix for this delivery charges. You tell like they created, we have, as per the business requirement, we have created one can you open any PO? For example, we have created one specific delivery charges. For that delivery charges, business was asking, they report how much they have maintained, every month how much they have paid, these things they were asking. Then we can tell that
mm.
that is also report.
Mm.
So you can say like, for example, you have created a ZFD1, something forward delivery charges.
Mm.
Forwarding delivery charges. They pay the delivery forwarding delivery charges for specific materials for specific vendors according to the business requirement. Okay, they
Mm.
want to see the report whenever they want to run. If they give the plant or some input, they want to get the list of delivery charges. What is the PO number? What is the delivery, the charges we have paid for that PO? Who is the vendor? Then
Okay.
obviously you have to prepare a customized report.
Mm.
Mainly you have to go with KONV and EKPO, maybe MSEG. These are 4 5 tables which will play the role. I have shared you in that list of important tables. If not, I will share
Mm.
again. That reports you have to just see that one, and also I have shared that video how to fetch the data from a table to
Mm.
how to know what are the fields available in the table. Those details I have explained in that.
Okay.
You forget about that entry tax, you just replace that entry tax with this forwarding delivery charges.
Okay.
Hmm?
Mm.
And smart forms you can tell, and these tab enhancements you can tell.
Mm.
Hmm. You may not go with that what exactly the function module he has used, otherwise what exactly the BAPI he has used. Okay, you might not
Mm.
be what you call go with that much technical thing, because as you are a function consultant, your
Mm.
work will be the mainly how you have what you call communicated about the business requirement to the technical consultant,
Mm.
and how
Mm.
he has
Mm.
developed and how much testing you have done, because that is finally that
Mm.
is important, right? As a function consultant, we should have a, during any development requirement, the main roles will be understanding the business requirement, okay, first you have to understand what exactly the business is expecting from you for that process, for that development. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
And perfect function specification preparation and convey the requirement to a web consultant. This is one of the important. Okay, you have to prepare a perfect function specification where you are writing that requirement of the development, and what is the table and field logic and all. You have to give that details. And also you have to
Okay.
explain the web consultant, this is the business requirement, these are the critical areas which are important in this development, all those things you have to convey. Then
Mm-hmm.
proper testing.
Mm-hmm.
Once it was developed, you have to do the very proper testing. For example, each field, the validation you need to check. You have to do the negative testing also. Do you know what is negative testing?
No.
No. See, for example, just now we have discussed about this customized report, right? You have given like
Mm-hmm.
vehicle number. This field you have enhanced, ABAPer has enhanced you. How do you, the positive testing means you will give the alpha name, vehicle number maybe something like AP30 2507686 something, you will give the number. That is the positive
Mm-hmm.
testing, because you have given the requirement as alphanumeric with 15 characters, maximum 15 characters you have given, it's fine. Okay, what is the negative? You have to give all numbers, or you have to write for example, if you take any date field, see here you have given as a gate entry date. Okay, the date should be in the date format. If you give Ganesh or Suresh some name, system should not take. System should allow like should throw a message like please enter the proper delivery format, proper date format. Have you got my point?
Yeah, I got it.
That is the kind of a validation. That's a negative testing. For example, a get into date means it should be in a date format. You should not allow name or complete number, anything. It should throw an error. The standard fields will throw, right, please enter the date in the format, this format only, the month. Some countries first month, date and year. In our India, like date, month, year.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of, that is called negative testing. And also if you
Mm-hmm.
prepare a smart form, for example the vehicle number is maximum 15 characters, up to 15 it should be in the smart form. For example, for GR also you have prepared a smart form. During that you have to do the thorough testing. For example, until 15 characters, maybe the vehicle number might be having 8 characters or 9 characters, but you should not leave like that. You have to give the 15 characters vehicle number, and you have to check whether that 15 characters number is coming in the smart form or not. Today
Mm-hmm.
maybe 10 number, but maybe some other different vehicle which is having 15 digit.
Mm-hmm.
After 5 months or 6 months, that vehicle has come, that storekeeper has given that vehicle number during migo, but when he is seeing that
Mm-hmm.
gr print, only 9 or 10 characters are coming, remaining 6 are not
Okay.
coming.
Mm-hmm.
That is called
Okay.
thorough testing, how we have to perform. For example, the PO
Mm-hmm.
value, the maybe 11 digits or 12 digits are allowed, but we
Mm-hmm.
have to check whether all digits are allowed or not. You may not think like, who, when do we create 100 crores PO? We will test
Mm-hmm.
with 500, 700, 800 only. But you
Okay.
have to test for that 100 crores also, whether it is coming or not. Maybe today may not be required, but after sometimes it may require, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the
Okay.
very important activity during any developments, maybe report or maybe smart form. The proper testing of the development, we have to do the negative testing also. Negative testing also should be performed. Now you hope you understand what is the negative testing, right? Which is
Yeah, right.
not happening, it won't happen, but you have to test whether system is saying that it won't happen or not. Mainly the validations will play the role in the negative testing. Okay. These are the three major roles in any functional specification and any developments ABAP related. Our main role should be we have to understand if you understand very well from the business, then only you can convey the message to ABAP perfectly. Okay. The business has given 90 to you, you understood 70, you give 50 to ABAP, you will do 40. Finally the output will be requirement is 100, but result is 40.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why everybody should be on the same page. The business who is giving that 100, at least he should try to provide the 100 requirement to business. He should at least he has to understand 90 to 95. 100 to 100 is impossible because we are all human, and also the knowledge levels, that understanding levels, everything will be different from the person to person. That's why I'm using that he has to convey at least 95, we have to understand that 90, and finally we have to give at least 80, 85. The 10-15% of the gap can be fulfilled during support project, or maybe the very few one or two points might be observed later, but it should not be like 100 is the requirement and we have given 40. Then always we get the repeatability issues on the customized report, because currently I'm working on a support project. We used to get a lot of issues from the existing reports. For example, during the logic he has not thought in a broad way. He has not given that input sets method properly. Then it has given some dump errors. Then we have fixed that kind of issues. And also during he was given that date and all, he has given some 8 digits of number of POs and all. But 2001 or 3 it was implemented. At that time the PO quantity might be one, or it was initial, right? It was implementation. But when it comes to this after 16 years and all, the number of count might be increased and we are getting some new kind of errors. You would not be thought in that way 8 digits is too high. At that point of time only we can keep bit more. Okay. Even the release codes, when you do the configuration, you might be thinking like currently there are 10 release codes are available. You just created some 10 more. Maybe that may be utilized in the future if they need new release codes. At that point of time, you are thinking like the requirement is 10. I have given 10 more. 10 is very high. But by the time that release codes requirement might be gone to 20 plus. Then again we have to give, right? This kind of changes we used to get. But that is a configuration we can directly do. But when it comes to a customized report, we need to do the change management by sitting with a ABAPer, and also when you increase the details and all, either any impact, we have to do the impact analysis. Impact analysis is very important when you work on existing reports, or when you want to implement any new functionality. What kind of impact is happening? For example, if you see the smart form, okay, uh, the left hand during smart form creation they will have some kind of boxes. For the smart form they prepare a different kind of boxes only. For example, if you see the PO print, is it the PO print? See, this is the PO smart form, right? When you are preparing, you would be thinking like there is some changes you want to have in this description. Okay, you ask them to increase this length to some more some 2 centimeters. Okay, for you the requirement is just increasing of this 2 centimeters, otherwise this telephone number, the field you have to increase to some more line. That is your requirement. But as an ABAPer, he has to do the impact analysis. If I increase this length, is there any impact will happen to this contact person? Okay, that is the important thing. After you have increased this one, once he is saying like this contact person details are not coming, then again you have to go and you have to make changes. That's it. During testing, we should be very thorough. After I implemented this new changes, either any impact on other areas. Okay, these kind of small things, but it will affect a lot. We have to do those kind of things also during any customized reports and all. Okay.
Okay.
Go into deep MRP, that where we have this PD MRP type
Mm-hmm.
and that MD61 automatic creation of purchase requisitions and forecast based planning. That is a very depth of PP. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but for our MM, you should tell in a simple way, like this. Generally, it will happen like when they run their planned orders or when they run their MRP run and all, automatically purchase requisition will be generated. That is the main what you call integration between MM and PP.
Mm-hmm.
The settings, everything will be done by PP, but if you go into the DP, he will ask you like how do the forecasting details will happen, and uh,
Mm-hmm.
and how that MRP parameters and which will affect in the process order. And also when you create a
Mm-hmm.
process order, it will check for the requirements whether the raw materials contain the raw materials are available in stock or not. Otherwise otherwise, if the stock is not available, system will automatically generate a purchase requisition.
Mm-hmm.
But you just tell in the business language. I don't suggest you to go because it contains a lot of PP knowledge in that. You
Mm-hmm.
keep that is a very small area where we have an integration, and for that integration, if you keep more time and all, we have a lot of other areas also. But the business
Mm-hmm.
functionality wise, you can tell like when you create a process order, that automatically the requirement generation, when you do that, automatically PR will be generated according to the MRP type. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
And also we have a reorder point based planning. When you run MRP, the purchase requisitions will be getting generated. This is the MMPP integration. The functionalities wise I have seen like during process order creation, according to the raw material requirement, the purchase requisition will be generated according to that MRP type, okay, the lot size and all. But I don't have much deep in that PP knowledge, but I know the functionality. How does it happen when you run the
Mm-hmm.
MRP run in MD0 to these things? Then purchase requisition will be generated. I think these 2-3 points you can tell in the business language. Why I'm suggesting
Mm-hmm.
you to go because the PP we have very small integration. When integration point of time, when an interviewer is stressing you, they will stress on MMFI first and MMSD second.
Mm-hmm.
The PP is very
Okay.
very less they will expect, but you tell like that. Other than PR creation, we don't have much integration, but you tell
Mm-hmm.
confidently how things will happen, and the requirements are required when you create a process order as per the planning we maintain in that MRP area and MRP type and all, the PR will be generated. That's enough
Mm-hmm.
for your position and
Okay.
all those things. I can suggest you that is enough. But concentrate more on MMFI integration and
Mm-hmm.
second place MMSD integration.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And when we have any testing or when we do some kind of configuration in development server, so we have the transfer request for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once we have the unit testing, so that transfer request we have to transfer to the production server.
Yeah. Let me do that. See, whenever you make any configuration changes in the system will
Mm,
ask you for a transport request, right? Today I will show you
mm,
that at least I can show you the creation of transport request and also release I can show you. The process will
mm,
be we have a development, quality and production. Okay.
mm,
Unit testing we do in the development system, and system integration testing we'll do in the quality system. Okay.
mm,
When you do the
mm,
development, we do that if you all the configurations everything we do. If we have two systems, two clients under the same development, for example, at that
mm.
time we move from one development that client to another client under the same development landscape with SCC1 transaction code. I hope you have seen that document. Anyway, we have here, I think. See the transport request, this is the movement from one client to another client under the same development system.
Mm-hmm.
You have to open in the receiving system. For example, the
Okay.
receiving client, you have to open the SCC1 transaction code, and you have to give
Mm-hmm.
the source client, means which is the golden client, where we do only configuration, but testing everything we do in the another client, maybe 110 or
Mm-hmm.
120. You have to give that, and then you have to click on this including request subtask, and then click on start immediately. Then the
Mm-hmm.
entire configuration will be moved to the testing system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I will show you anyway I have system. See, for example, I want to make some changes to this 103. 103 I want to delete it. I have deleted.
Mm-hmm.
I am just saving. System will ask me a transport request. Here only
Okay.
I can create it. Just click on
Mm-hmm.
create and add deletion of storage location. Okay, any kind of changes you have to give the description, then save. Okay, now it is saved in this transport request.
Mm-hmm.
For development one client to another client, you have to do with SCC1, just now what I have shown you. But development to quality and quality to production, that cycle is there, right? For that cycle, first we have to see, if you want to move a transfer from development to quality, TR should be released first. First you have to release the TR, and then we share the list of transport requests to basis. Share the list of TRs to basis as per the sequence. Why I am mentioning sequence? Generally, as per the configuration only the sequence will come. But sometimes what will happen? First you have to create the plant, then only you can assign the plant to company code, right? Hmm? If you move a
Mm-hmm.
transport request of plant to company code, there is no plant. For example, the plant creation you have done in TR1, and TR2 you have done the plant to company code assignment. Just I'm giving example. Generally we do all those
Mm-hmm.
things in a one TR. You have given basis to move this TR2 to quality.
Mm-hmm.
Then what will happen? There is no plant. How can it get
Mm-hmm.
assigned? That's why the sequence. Just I'm giving an example. We have to maintain the sequence, and we have to share. The transaction is STMS.
Mm-hmm.
STMS we don't use. I know how to use STMS, but STMS will
Mm-hmm.
be handled by the basis team, who will move the
Okay.
transport request from development to quality, and then development to the production. What are the TR is there, right? The TR will be
Mm-hmm.
moved through STMS. Okay. Now I will show you the TR, where will the transaction where we see our list of transport request is SC09. In my video I have explained what is customized request and what is workbench request, everything.
Mm-hmm.
You just click, give your user ID and go there. You will see the, see, this is the customizing request. All configurations maximum it will be coming under the customizing. See, deletion of storage location. This is the transport request just now we have created.
Mm-hmm.
Each transport request will contain a task, customized task. Under that we will see the what changes we have done. Okay. See, we have done this. Under that, this is the storage location table. Under that table, we have deleted one storage location. This is the transport request. Each transport request will have a task. Under that task, we will see the changes, what kind of changes we have done. Okay. See, this is the task. Under the task, we will see whether you have removed the storage location or you have changed any data. Everything will be available under the task. What is our activity? If you want to, you have done the development, you have done the unit testing, everything is completed. Now you are decided to move the transport request to quality system. The first activity, we should release the transport request. I told you, right? Before releasing, first you have to release the task. You have to select the task and click on this vehicle symbol. Okay. First you have to release the task. Once you release, you will get the one right mark. After releasing the task, see, right mark. Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
After releasing the task, then you have to release the TR.
Okay.
Once you release the TR, that is eligible to move to quality system. And also one more point you have to remember, the released TR cannot be used for your configuration changes. It won't visible also. When you make any changes, the system, you can see, for example, now if you make any changes, system will show you these three only. It won't show you that one. Now that also, that testing also I will show you now. If you once release, you cannot save any new changes in that transport request. That point I will show you now. Now we will share this transport request to basis team through STMS. He will release the transport request to quality system.
Okay.
In some projects I have done that STMS also. That's a small company, some small project. The basis people have given access to us. But generally it won't be available. You can write like once the before releasing TR, you should release the customizing task under the TR. Okay. This point we can just highlight it. TR should be released first. Share the list of TRs with before. Development to quality only released TRs can be moved from development to quality. Okay. Before releasing TR, you should release the customizing task under the TR. That's all. First you have to release the task, then you have to release the TR. First task has to be released and then TR will be released. Share the list of TRs to basis as per the sequence. You may use STMS, transaction code to move the TRs to other landscape. Why I'm using may? Because I know STMS, where we do the transport each single one. Sometimes if they want to move hundreds of transport requests in a big project, I think they would have some other options to move the bulk number of transport requests to the landscape. That's why I have used the may. He may use. Still, it is releasing. Here we can see like modifiable, and if it is released, you will get the release. And the customizing and workbench already I have explained earlier, but just I'm giving you overview. The customizing transport request will be all kind of configuration. 90% of our configurations will come under the customizing. See the plant creation and purchasing document type creation and pricing procedure, creation of calculation schema, and all areas will be customizing. Okay, you can say like 90% of 90 to 95% of our configuration changes come under customizing changes, and the workbench changes means the workbench changes 99% of ABAP changes come under workbench. It's all cross client. For example, when you open, we have one example in our MM, access sequences. Okay, when you create any changes of access sequences, system will generate workbench request. Generally, the workbench request means which will affect the cross client. For in the same development landscape, you can have a 3-4 clients, right? For example, one is for configuration, one is for ABAP, one is for testing. If you make any changes, you have to move from one client to another client by using the transaction code SCC1. That's what I explained you. But that is only for customized changes. But if it is a workbench changes, it will automatically visible in the other clients.
Okay.
That point I will write required. We move TRs from one client to another client under development landscape by using T code SCC1. Okay. This has to be done for only customized TRs because workbench TRs will be automatically affected in all the clients under development landscape. Have you got my point?
Yeah.
Okay. If you do any workbench request, it will automatically affect in the other clients also. You don't have to move.
Okay.
And here one more point. To move a TR from one client to other client under development landscape, you don't have to release the TR. Okay, to move from one client to another client, you don't have to release the TR. Generally, we don't release it because, for example, in golden client, you are doing some configuration. You move to testing client, and there you have done testing. You identified one more issue again. Then you will come to development and make changes, and you will save in the same TR, and again you will move with SCC1. Means many kind of trial and error methods will happen. That's why we never release the TR until it is completely finalized and you want to move to quality system.
Okay.
Okay, that's why SAP has given a facility like if you want to move a transport request from one client to another client, then we can directly release from without releasing the TR.
Okay.
Okay.
And what happened after once we transfer it to quality?
Once you transfer to the quality, for example, you have moved all the transport requests to quality, there you are doing the system integration testing. Okay. During system integration testing, you identified some bugs which you are not identified during unit testing, or you might be forgot to do some settings and all. Then you have to go back to development and make the changes and save in one transport request, release it and move to quality again. That is the process.
Okay.
Then again you have to do the testing. If you identify some more, then again do the changes in development, release it, move to quality, then everything is fine, then we will move to the production at the end. Even during our support project also, you make some
mm,
change management, right? Change request. Then what we do?
mm,
We do the changes in development, do the testing,
mm,
yeah, for informal or formal testing, unit testing. Then once you feel like
mm,
everything is fine, then we move to quality. There we do the system
mm,
integration testing. Once you are satisfied with the testing, the results, everything, then we will ask business to do the testing. That is called
mm,
user acceptance testing or business acceptance
mm,
testing or final acceptance testing. Three words we generally we use: BAT or
mm,
FAT or UAT.
mm,
Then he is also happy with the okay, now everything is fine, then we move the changes to production.
mm,
Okay, let's see whether it is released. Yeah, see, it is released. Okay, deletion of SL is
mm,
released.
mm.
Even when
Okay.
you see the list of TRs also, you will have an option modifiable and released. Like that also we can filter.
Okay.
Okay, now I will show you that it won't be visible when you make any changes. That testing I will do in front of you, then you can understand. See, this time what will I do? This I will change the description of this 104. Hmm? Test. So, now system is asking for a transport
Mm,
request. Okay. Here if you click on own request, you will see the list of TRs under your user ID without releasing. Okay, those are all your own. Click on own. System will show you. See, system is showing the three
mm,
transport requests which are not yet released. It is
mm,
not giving all the transport requests which are released and unreleased. It is showing only the transport requests which are not yet released. Means those
mm,
only you can utilize for your changes. Just now we have
mm,
created that deletion of storage location, but we have released. That's why once the TR is released, you cannot
mm,
add any additional changes into that TR. If you want to add any other
mm,
changes, please keep it in modifiable stage. You don't release the TR.
mm.
Okay, now you understood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
And in batch, like we have to activate the batch at IM level, and if we have the warehouse, so at warehouse level, right? And also we have to activate the batch for the movement type. So it will be the settings if
Yeah, mainly the first level we maintain at the plant level or client level or material level. Okay,
uh-huh.
that is the level. How that level will be decided? For example, the level. Just I will give you for our understanding. For example, if it is client level, hmm, the batch number will start like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. When it is going that number ranges, if it is a client level, irrespective of the plant. For example, this batch number 1 may be available in plant 1, batch number 3 might be available in plant 7,
Hmm.
batch number 4 will be available in plant 2. Okay, again this plant 1 person is doing some goods receipt. At that point of time, he may get some 150 or 180, any material. Okay,
Hmm. Yeah.
means batch number 3 will be available under that client, only one it will be available. Nobody will be repeated again. Okay. See, for example, batch number 1 was generated, is generated under plant 1 for some material X. Hmm? That's it. The batch number 1 will not be seen anywhere, any plant, any material, client level. If it is plant level, what will happen? Batch number 1 will be visible in the other plant also. For example, batch number 1 material X plant 1, like 1, for example plant P1. Same batch number 1, you can see maybe material X or any material Y plant P2, because the batch numbers are at plant level. Okay, each plant
Hmm.
will have a batch number 1, batch number 2, batch number 3, like that.
Hmm.
And here batch number 1, plant 1, material 1 means the batch number 1 will not be repeated again. For example, batch number 1, material X, plant P1, then batch number 1 won't be repeated again for any material under any plant. Understood this point?
Hmm.
But when it comes to plant level, batch number 1 material X plant 1 is having the same batch number 1, some other material in plant 2 it will be available.
Hmm.
When it comes to material level, generally material level will be used, material level or plant level. Now we come to material level. It will be like batch number 1 material X plant P1, same plant P1. See, materials are changing. For same plant you can have that. Batch number 1 material Z plant P1 means each material will have batch number 1. For example, in January you have manufactured one material X, you have given as a batch number 1. Okay.
Hmm.
After 3
Hmm.
months you have prepared the same material X, then the batch number will be 2. After 1 month,
Okay.
batch number 3. Like that it will be there.
Hmm.
But in case of plant level, the batch number 1 material X you have prepared today, and
Hmm.
tomorrow batch number 2 material Y has taken. And then
Okay.
after 2 months if you do that one, for your material X, the next batch number will be maybe 70 or maybe 80.
Hmm.
Okay. But in case of
Hmm.
material level, until you create a next batch, you will get the batch number 2, then batch number 3, like that. But in case of
Hmm.
client level, today you created your material X with batch number 1. After 1 month if you create, it may be 1000 or 2000, because that's a client level, right? Every
Hmm.
material, every plant, every day batches, many batches will be generated. That's why batch number 1, then next batch maybe some 600, next batch maybe some 800, like that. Okay. That we decide here in the logistic general. Okay, next question.
Yeah, almost I'm done with the queries. So,
Okay, okay. You just go through and all. You're
yeah,
always welcome to ask better queries, and I'm here to explain you. Uh,
yeah, sure.
this this is the active status management.
Hmm.
This is the batch level. Batch unique
Hmm.
at material level, batch unique at client level, batch unique at plant level, like that. Hmm?
Hmm.
Status management are all different concepts. You asked for some question, right? That here we can decide and all. The batch number assignment, when you're activating internal batch number assignment and all, we can do here.
Hmm.
Internal batch number, if you activate it, see, for the define batch creation for goods movements, when you create
Hmm.
a new batches, how it can be decided and all. See, for 101, we have different options like automatic, no manual creation, hmm?
Hmm.
and no creation, manual
Hmm.
without check. There are different options out there. According to that, it will generate.
But for example, vendor is sending a material with the batch number. So if want to enter particular batch number, same batch number at the
Yeah,
time
we
of
have a
GR.
vendor
So
batch field actually. Yeah, we have vendor batch field where we can
mm,
do the vendor batch also we can maintain. For example, if I will show you that MSC3N where we can see a batch details, right?
mm,
Slash and MSC3N. See here the vendor batch will be there. Uh, there we can maintain the vendor batch number. Vendor batch
mm,
number might be different, right? Our batch we have a one kind of series and all, but
mm,
vendor batch might be a different number. Then you can maintain the vendor batch also here.
mm,
But even for example, if you have a manual thing like you during batch creation, how a system can be taken, those details also we can do that. I need to you need to check any open POs are available or not to do that activity. Then that's it. We can control at that configuration whether the batch number can be given manually or automatically it will come. Okay, these details we can control at the moment type level how a new batches can be generated. Okay. See now as per the configuration what we have seen here the defined batch creation for goods movement. I kept for 101 I kept an option of C automatic creation no manual creation. Now I'm taking one PO and get given storage location item okay. Just once I click on check button system will generate the batch number according to the defined number series. So this is the batch series where we get the batch number. Okay. Like that this option will be working according to that how we are handling. I hope this session is useful for you because we have discussed in many areas and different areas of MM and also the function specification and transport request. Okay, all the best. Have a good evening.